Greetings, comrades. My name is Gigantals, and it's really hot right now, so I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible. It's. I said it before, my accommodation room here is like an oven, and right now it's still cooling off from the heat of the midday. But the reason why I'm making this video is because I'm currently in the middle of 3 days that are quite significant for me and university. So yesterday, which is the first of these 3 days, yesterday was the day I got my assessment results back for everything, including my dissertation. And I'm glad to say that I have passed everything. I know to just say pass is quite relative, but I'm got enough that I can hopefully do a fourth year at university, because I want to be a volcanologist, and that requires me to do 3 years of geology and 1 year of volcanology so I can get a master's. And that's what I spent today doing. I spent today applying to the universities that offer it, just filling out, doing my personal statements and checking over my CV and everything. I'm going to look at accommodation some other time, but right now what I want to do is just get places at these universities and then make a decision from there. And tomorrow is an important day as well, because tomorrow is the day that I'm leaving my university accommodation. It's not the end of my life at university series, no. I can still push that on for a few more weeks. But I thought that I might reflect a little bit on my time at university, because honestly, I don't see myself coming back to this city sorry, I don't know why I'm saying so much. I don't see myself coming back to the city for a few more years. I don't, unless maybe I get a job here or something, I don't know. But yeah, I've definitely been through a lot in this city and in my time at university here. I can't say it seems just like yesterday since that I first arrived here, because it hasn't. Okay, I'm not that old that I can just say, oh yeah, it seems like yesterday everything happened. Life does not go by that fast for me. Does not go by that fast for me right now, no matter how fast I talk. But there's definitely been a few good points and a few bad points about my time at university here. A few stressful times, but also relaxing times. I mean, I managed to actually go back towards my faith and try and become devout. I've had to go through some of the most intense assessment periods of my life. I almost got hit by a car, which thankfully I didn't, because I jumped back in time. I met a lot of new people and saw a lot of new things. I also got to see the world in a new light. And this is something that I actually put down on my personal statement. I collect rocks and crystals and stuff. And fossils. I've collected them for years. Okay, some of the oldest samples in my collection are over a decade old. But one of the best things I found about you coming to university was that now I can look at these rocks or fossils and identify them. And if it's a rock, then I can identify what minerals make it up, what its geological history is, or the processes that defined it. And it's definitely opened my eyes to a lot of things in this world, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. It means that I could simply just look at a cliff and be fixated on it for a few minutes trying to figure out everything about it, which may sound strange to you guys, but it's interesting for me. It helps me understand more about the world around us, so I'm glad for that. Although ideally I would like to do something like that, but focus towards volcanoes, so I just spend all day looking at volcanoes. I should always remember to look up though, to make sure it's not erupting in front of me. Unfortunately, I didn't go on any new trips really. I mean, the only place I hadn't been to previously was the Isle of Wight. I've been to Cornwall before with my family, but I haven't been to the Isle of Wight yet. We were meant to go to Ullapool in Scotland as well, but the pandemic came along and stopped that. And then I wasn't able to go to Brittany either, because of the lockdowns and stuff, so I missed out on a few trips. But despite all that, I'm glad that all my lecturers got all their equipment together. You know, they went there themselves. They recorded a ton of footage and pictures and data and stuff for us to use in our reports. And yeah, I'm glad that I am grateful that they did all that work for us. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't have been able to finish this year, or even just finish my 3 years at university. I wouldn't be able to get to where I am today because of the effort they put in. So I'm grateful to all my lecturers out there that helped me. This isn't the first accommodation I was in. This is the second, but I've spent 2 years in this one. I've seen 2 sets of people pass through this place. You may remember the problems I've had with the filthy kitchen in my first year here, or rather my second year my first year in this accommodation during my second year at university. Fortunately, the people here are much cleaner now in my third year. And of course, there's the fact that I managed to survive a global pandemic, and I had to leave halfway through my first year and then stay at home through a chunk of my second year due to the lockdowns that were going on. I'm glad that the world has stabilized too since then, in some sense, because then halfway through my third year, Russia invaded Ukraine, and it's really strange because you see, I follow a channel on YouTube called Kings and Generals, and they do a lot of documentaries about history and wars and stuff. And it's really weird how they're making a documentary about events that are happening right now. It's just really weird. But I'm definitely seeing a lot more of the world pass by now. I'm aware of a lot more things, and I feel I've definitely grown as a person. Although it does feel a bit cringy sometimes when I see people commenting on my old videos, or I just see how popular some of my older videos were from my first year at university, and I'm wondering, how can you like watching this? And then I'm probably going to say the exact same thing about this video, like 3 years from now. I'll be looking back saying, what on earth was I thinking? But it's important because you get to see my growth. And I know that a huge chunk of my channel I'm not too fond of right now, because it was all back in my gaming days. I used to play games like Outlast, which I want to start removing content from Outlast as well, just so you guys don't see that sort of stuff anymore, because I disagree with it. The problem is that it's going to affect my channel views and my reach if I remove them all at once. So I'll probably have a similar approach to Cry of Fear, just removing stuff every now and then. But if you watch like all my old content, you can definitely see how I've changed. You can definitely see how I've changed as a person. Not just because that stuff was many years ago, but then even just looking at how I've changed from my first day at university, when I was sitting underneath my desk in my first accommodation. It's quite surprising how far I've come, and I'm also glad that I've even got a new phone, better camera quality, and then of course seeing how I've changed since the beginning of my second year and even the beginning of my third year. Yeah, I'm definitely I'm not sure if I should say amazed or surprised. Maybe a combination of both. I'm amazed and surprised at how much I've grown since then. And I do wonder how much I could change if I do a fourth year. How much I could change from even this point in time to a year from now when I finished it. There will definitely be a lot more work in that fourth year, so I'll try and keep with my reduced rate of uploads so that I can make sure I get everything done and get good grades on that. And then of course, I've still got the world of work to get into, and I have no idea how that's going to go. So I'm at a crossroads right now. Even though this isn't the end of my life at university series year 3, but I'm at a crossroads right now, and I've got a lot of opportunities and choices to make right now. So please do pray for me that I make the right ones and the best ones for myself, and that I follow whatever God wants me to. Also pray that everyone else in my year and everyone else in all the different years of university and high school and secondary school and everything, that they all make the right choices as well. Because it hasn't been the easiest of 3 years, but here we are, and We still got a long way to go. And I wouldn't want to live through like an exact replica of the last 3 years, but I'm glad that I've gone through everything that I have. Because of the way it shaped me and it's improved me as a person and how it helped me grow. So I'm glad that I've gone to university, and hopefully I can do a 4th year. Hopefully I can get a good job at the end of that. And no matter what happens, you know, hopefully God will lead me to where I need to be, and that I am humble enough to listen to him. And I wish everyone the best out there who's waiting for their grades or who's gotten them. Hopefully you guys all make the right choices. And next time you see me, I mean, I'm already at home by the time you're watching this, but next time you see me, hopefully I'll have made some progress on my applications. But otherwise, thank you for being with me over these almost 3 years of university. I still got a little bit left of this series to do. Continue to pray for me and everyone else. God bless you all. See you in the next video, comrades. Until then.